Hello there, it's me again. This is How to Murder Feet, week 4, day 3 of the Southwest Coast Path. And I am... brain. It's 7:40 in the morning and I'm trying to make an early start. So this is the south coast now, I suppose. We're heading east, heading that way. Still very windy, and that wind's a bit of a concern because I checked some weather last night, and apparently around 2 o'clock today in the afternoon this wind's suddenly going to leap from about 20 mile an hour to 40 mile an hour and stay there until about 7 o'clock. So I figure today's plan was always going to be find a B&B in Penzance anyway, and if I can get far enough along the coast I get down off these cliffs and I get to Mousehole, whatever. And from there it's a pretty sort of follow the seafront promenade type walk, all the way through Newlyn and into Penzance itself. So if I can get the cliff top scary stuff done before the wind gets to the point where it could actually lift me off and throw me into the sea, although oddly it's coming from the southeast, which is really strange because I always thought westerly winds was the thing out here. I always thought it came from that direction, which would be blowing behind me as I trudge along here, and it's coming from that way instead. Has been for the last couple of days. I checked the weather, it's going to keep blowing this hard in that direction for pretty much up to Friday, and I think it slackens off and dies down a bit. So yeah, so I've just come from the Treen farm campsite up there. Very good, very accommodating, good facilities, cheap, about £11. And the Logan Rock Inn was where I had a bit of a gourmet evening. Very nice, very good, very hospitable, very welcoming, even to me in my state. So I'm going to just trudge on, get some miles in before the wind really hits. I think that's the plan. Yeah, and now we're heading east now, east all the way home to Bournemouth, although a bit south as well. Anyway, once I get around this headland a bit, we'll probably have to see the end destination. We could from around the end of the Minnock Theatre and stuff, so... yeah. Right, I'm going to head on. Yeah. Nice morning, early morning light there. Yeah. And this is supposed to be the calm, tranquil south coast of Cornwall, although I don't know if I'm far enough around yet. Maybe that all doesn't start till past the Lizard. South coast of Cornwall and Devon, known as the English Riviera, famed for its subtropical climate and its balmy weather. Not sure I'm convinced so far. I seem to have come around the headland at the end, at Land's End, into this weird, atypical, southeasterly heavy blow. So yeah, potatoes growing in the field over there though. So I suppose that suggests that generally the climate's better for crops than the north coast, which is mostly fields and cattle. I don't know, I haven't really gone that far from the north coast to be honest, only like 2 days. But yeah, the presence of a large block of land will alter weather, change patterns and stuff. Yeah, it's lovely. Seabirds wheeling amongst the rocks. Bit of a distant haze on the ocean there, visibility down somewhat. High cloud, is that mackerel skies, cirrus, something like that. Horse tails. Yeah, don't know what that means. Apparently I'm not going to see any rain all trip, so we'll see. There's wind. There's wind, something to watch out for. I can't stop dawdling. Penberth Cove, apparently. Lovely. One of these charming little fishing hamlets. Probably all tourist holiday homes, but there's actual boats there. Lobster pots there. I think it sees actual use. The Wheel of Pain, in which the weak are weeded out and only the strong barbarian king survives. No idea. Oh no, I think there's actually a winch for winching boats up and down the slipway. It's like an actual functional piece of kit rather than some weird nautical capstan there for tourist benefit. Look at that house. I heard you like fishing floats. Lovely. Right, there's a bench. I'm going to sit down, have a bit of spot breakfast, probably chewy nut bars and things, and try putting on some sunblock, because it's going to be another killer of a day. My forearms, and then onwards. That last one was a bit of a backbreaker. Going to have a sit down in a minute. Very windy here. There's a bloke with strimming going on here. Some of that dust coming off. Some guy doing some path maintenance. Seems like it'd just take care of itself, but I expect there's loads of people out here all year. This has all just been freshly trimmed, all fresh cut. And then, you know, never mind all putting steps back in or making sure the signposts are all there. Actually, hundreds of people, National Trust, South West Coast Path Association, enthusiastic amateurs, who knows? Just sort of stroll along it and you think you're in the wilderness. Yeah, there's a bit of artifice involved, a bit of maintenance. Yeah. Right, I need to sit down for a bit. Let that big dust cloud go. Yeah. So it turns out that guy was actually leaf blowing. He was blowing all the strimmer clippings off of the path itself into the hedge, which frankly is a concierge level of service I was really not expecting. I mean, surely the wind will do it eventually, but yeah, swept the path clean for me. Look at that. It's amazing. I mean, I don't know what more I could expect really. A freshly ironed Ordnance Survey Pathfinder map, neatly folded under every rock every 100 metres, I don't know. That's outstanding. I heartily salute. I said thank you as I went past. It's a bit of gratitude. Right, I only need to sit down and drink some water because it's starting to take its toll a bit. Look at that. Look at those tall wooden leafy things. I don't understand. Yeah, the first trees I've seen since St Ives. This must be the beginnings of the climate change, microclimate change. Oh, hello. Small yapper type dog. Yeah, bark on, sunny Jim. I'm on a public footpath. Yeah, right up there. Back up the cliff on the other side, keep going round. Hoping to make Lamorna for lunch, which Lamorna being my original itinerary's end of day 3. So yes, if I get there by halfway through, it means I've gained half a day halfway through the trip, which is all on schedule, which is good. Oh, it's lovely and pleasant in here. Get shelter from that relentless wind. Sunny. Yeah, the shore rushing away, the waves. That's more yappy dog. What's that, Skippy? Intruder on the South West Coast Path. Yeah. And there we are, unhelpfully at sea level. Don't go all out to the top of that cliff next. Never mind, that's the nature of the beast. That's what we signed up for. See the spray misting up a bit there. Strange weather. Trying to work out what a Zawm is. Z-A-W-M. See it on the map a lot. It's written in blue. So it suggests it might be a rivers, waterfalls, bays, some sort of water, marine feature. Maybe those brooks that come down valleys. Maybe those are Zawms. No. Maybe Zawms are related to the lizard. Kind of reptilian, six-legged hunter beast of Cornwall. No. If that is the case, I'm probably a sitting duck on this bench, so I better keep moving. Yeah, I'm not enjoying this bit. The path actually goes across here. Jumbled, ankle-breaking rocks. Look at this. I don't need to go widescreen. Yeah, look at that. Piece of an oil rig or something. Some sort of marine installation. And it must be sealed and hollow inside if it's got here, otherwise it would have sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, no idea. Maybe it's art, maybe I just don't understand it. They're going up there next, for which I'm quite grateful. So I don't like this giant boulder stuff much. Dangerous with a heavy bag on. And then up and up and up and up. Good, good, good. Bluebells in their more traditional setting. Lovely. I'm just enchanted by the novelty of trees. First forests I've walked through on this trail since, don't know, on the way up to probably the last trip going from Carbis Bay to St Ives. I think pretty much since then it's been blasted, withered moorlands and cliff tops. This is quite nice. Probably won't last that long though. Save the moment. It's beautiful here though. Temperature's just right. Light dappling through the leaves. Yeah, splendid. Lighthouse. Must mean we're coming around the corner now. Don't know. It's the nice southerly part of this bit. The old quarry there. Good ninja campsite, but it's only like 10:30. So keep moving. Yeah. Something out in the water there which I thought was Lizard Point, but it's actually in the middle of the bay. I think it's some sort of light ship or something. Hard to say. Get a better view of it when the sun's not in that direction. This is going to be the thing now, isn't it? Walking into the morning. God, I think I managed to stop it again. It's alright, I forgot what I was going to say anyway. I think it was rambling about walking into the morning sun instead of into the evening sun now. That's alright, got a big old brimmed hat here, it's fine. Tiring a bit today. I've got a feeling I've put a lot of miles in though. Feels like I'm really going for it, so I hope at Lamorna they got some sort of, well there's a toilets, but the actual village is about 2 miles inland. I'm not sure I can be bothered, what with the gale coming later this afternoon, so I'm gonna just see if they got a beach cafe or, you know, car park cafe of some sort. Make do with that, otherwise fill my bottles and keep moving. I think I've got nuts in the bag, so I might have a lunch of that instead. Gotta keep it going. It's lovely out there. Beautiful day. Imagine doing this in the rain. Been quite lucky so far most of these weeks. Let's hope that holds. Yeah. Charming. Still here, still on the edge. Quite close to the edge actually. Some bits back there. And the South West Coast Path deciding that you want coast, I'll give you a coast. That thing out to sea still. Still can't work out what it is. It's definitely not on the shore. Look at it. Odd shape for a boat though. Is that some sort of platform or I don't know. Maybe there's a sign. I'm hoping Lamorna is just around this next bit of rock. Otherwise I've got a long way to go for lunch. Flagging a bit as well. I could do with a sit down and a lemonade. Has a look of a cove that goes places. I can get the map out, but it's far too windy. Windswept. I get the feeling it shouldn't normally be this windswept. It's a weird direction of wind, coming from the wrong direction. So we're coming from over and behind the top of the cliff over there. Oh well. I'll have to speak to someone about it. You're telling me, I nearly died on it a couple of times. So this looks like Lamorna Cove. It must be civilised if you've got to pay to park here. That's one nice thing about this whole endeavour. Not having to worry about parking charges or where to put the car. Although a car would be nice. Right, so I don't know, there must be at least an ice cream van up here somewhere. Otherwise I'll just sit and rest for a bit and press on, probably all the way along across and around that, and then eventually to Mousehole, which I'm going to call Mousehole, despite I'm being pretty sure you're supposed to call it Muzzle. See if I can see the mouse. Mice, lizards, it's all going on. Ah, Lamorna. And it turns out they do have rather a lovely terrace cafe. With probably more chips than I was after. Cake, coffee, relish, fantastic. So I'm going to stop for about half hour here and then push on. So that was Lamorna Cove. Charming little place. I had a smoked mackerel burger, which sounds exotic until you realise it's just a smoked mackerel fillet in a bun with salad, but that was very nice anyway. And a slice of lemon drizzle cake, and I'm good to go. But I don't know where to go. Somewhere up here. The sign over there pointing over here, but I think maybe along those houses, not. Anyway, the sign said Mousel 2.5, so that is about an hour and a bit probably of scrambling over that kind of thing. That kind of thing ought to come to a bit of a stop, to be honest. We should be running out of those soon and down onto the promenade and flat sandy bay of Penzance, starting at Mousel, just about when the gales hit. It's around midday now, so I'm on good time. In fact, I've made where it says I should have got to by the end of day 3 by midday on day 3, so another half day push to Penzance and we're good. Right, onward, if I can find out where onward is. I don't even know if you can hear this. It's really quite windy on here now. Just come down those. Fascinated by that thing out there. Don't know if you can see it, if I can even hold it steady enough. Quite hazy. Oh well. But look, St Michael's Mount. That sort of bumpy bit just above the path. It's a little island monastery, chapel, cathedral thing out on a causeway that floods. We'll be seeing a lot more of that as we get nearer. I think that's day tomorrow, basically. Early part of tomorrow we'll be passing that. I don't know if I'm going to go out onto it or not. It depends what the tide's doing. I'm not going to make a habit of. I'm not going to make a thing of sitting around for 6 hours or so while the water gets to be the right depth, but because the coast path doesn't go onto there, so I don't have to. But I might. If I turn up there and the causeway is open and available, then perhaps we'll have a wander out. But otherwise, heading on around the coast. Starting to see a lot more of where we'll be going. I still can't see Lizard Point though. It's too hazy into the end there. There's some way out there. So there's a couple of days worth of hiking. 4th 11 maybe. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, around the end of here before the wind really picks up, should take us to Mousel, and then a big long promenade along the seafront type of stretch for quite some time. Rest of the day, in fact, so that'd be good. I think we might be coming to the end of the big jaggedy hills. I don't know what the big jaggedy hills are like over on the Lizard there, but we'll see. A problem for another day. Oh, I just noticed a countdown on the bottom of my screen there. Now, I'm trying to work out if that's counting down or up. Either telling me I've recorded 58 minutes, what's that? I don't know, 58 hours, 6 minutes? It's not going down. Odd. I need stronger legs. Back on the couch to 5k, I think, after getting. Still not up there either yet. Not through there, I think. Can't be much more of this left though. I don't know what that thing was. Don't know how well the zoom's going to work at this wind. You see that? I swear it's moving. I have no idea what it is. It's definitely not a ship. I mean, if it was anything, if it was not a wind ship, it wouldn't need masts that big. And I think those sails are too vast to be for an actual sailing ship. And I swear it's either revolving or rotating or just turning in circles a lot, because it presents a different aspect every couple of minutes or so. you look up and look, you've got 4 in a row now with the big one to the setting number 2 position. I think it's a circle with 4 big monoliths on it, on the rim, going round and round. For what purpose, I've no idea. I'd have to look it up, but it's been there the whole time today. Probably will be for the next couple of days. No idea. It's probably a sign somewhere. Just have to try and find it. Yeah. And I think that number on the bottom is a countdown of how much capacity I've got left, which is good. That means I've got another 56 hours, 17 minutes, I think, of recording left. Or is that 56 minutes and 17? Either way, it's enough to last me for the rest of the holiday, I'm sure. I hope. If not, I can start deleting footage from week 1 and 2, which I think is still on here somewhere. Alright, time to keep moving. There we go. Some sort of deep sea boat heading out. Fisherman, maybe? Private. Yes, we're in some sort of farm track now. It's getting slightly wider as we go on, slightly leveller. This will probably turn into a small country road, go past some cottages. Yeah, there they are. And then down to a slightly bigger road, and then down to the seafront, presumably. I do believe the worst of it's behind me for today. Should be an easy-ish day tomorrow as well, just following the bay around on the shoreline. Back onto the Lizard for the last day will be a bit more choppy and up and down, I suppose, but it's alright. And I've had a night in a bed and clean clothes by that time, so it should be good. Oh yes, that countdown on the bottom is in minutes. I've got 54 minutes 29 left. I should probably have to delete some old footage. Good. Ah, here we go, see? Proper road, downhill grade. Just seen the sign saying half a mile in Mousel. Look, National Cycle Network Route 3. I've seen these everywhere actually. Quite a lot of places I go hiking. It's not in South Downs on my trips and around the place. Must be to bicycles what I do is to foot. Because there's no way you're going to get a mountain bike down some of the paths I've been on this last week. So maybe they have their own scenic, epoch-making, legendary routes of their own to go and peruse. It has seen the number on the map as well, and it goes all around. I think it goes to St Just. Number 3 was in St Just. Let's go up and over the centre of the region and come back over to the end, Land's End and so on. Right, keep at it. There we go, Mousel, Mousehole, whatever. One of the more picturesque, quaint Cornish villages. It's going in a little harbour. Some white buildings on the side of the thing there. Yeah, St Michael's Mount in the background. Penzance around the corner a bit. Can't see it from here. And now I just don't care what the weather does now, because it's a real easy coastal road basically all the way around to Penzance. I mean, you know, I don't think it's going to rain, but if the wind really picks up, I should be alright. I'll just carry on trudging. That was the main worry, getting caught on the cliffs up there with 40-mile-an-hour winds starting to pick up. So that's good, I'm very pleased with my progress. I don't know what the time is or what time I'm expected to be here, but it can't be more than another 5-6 miles to Penzance from here. And I've got pretty much the rest of the day to do that, and it can't be more than about 1 o'clock now. No problem. It's good. Right, I'm going to get down there and see if I can find an ice cream, maybe another cold drink. Can't have too many cold drinks on this trip. Alright. So that was Mousel. The under construction Mousel. Currently undergoing major sewage works, including the emptying of an extensive cesspit. Tank thing, septic tank, with 2 lorries to come and take that stuff away. Much to the horror of the coach party that had just disembarked and was shuffling down the one of the little quaint cobble-street lanes. So yes, my enduring memory of Mousel will be sewage. Still, they had ice creams and they had cold drinks, so I'm good. And I tell you, a bloody good push today has left me only 3 miles to go, and it's only about 1 o'clock. So Yeah, I'm just going to get back up onto the road there, B road, and then just shuffle along the side of it until I reach Penzance station. I think I'll aim for the station, and I think I've seen a B&B near there, so that'll be today. Should end up rocking up there about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, which will give me time to do a bit of shopping, chill out, wander around a bit, and find a suitable B&B or hotel or whatever. So that's all very good so far. So far this super gale force winds hasn't hit yet, although it's hazing over a bit, so who knows what's going on with that. More lies from the meteorologists, I'm sure. There, look, the big one's in the middle now. Don't understand. What is it? What's it for? What does it do? There we go, Penzance, jewel of the utmost west, and gateway to everywhere else. That's where the trains go from there up to London Paddington, I believe, via Exeter St David's. That's where I'll be going to get home, but first I have to go all the way down the end of there and then come back by bus, so you know, swings and roundabouts. I think this is the South West Coast path. It's been unreasonably walkable, and characteristically so. I haven't seen an acorn in a while either. I've got a sneaking suspicion I'm probably meant to be walking along that sort of edging causeway thing down there instead, but this is fine, thank you. Check my map, it all runs along here anyway, literally along the coast all the way to Penzance now. I haven't almost snapped my shin or twisted my ankle or plummeted to my death off the edge of a big rocky landslide boulder heap. It's a bit boring, really. So yeah, I'm just going to trudge on there. I think we'll hit Newlyn first, which is just round the headland there, and then on to Penzance and mile beyond that. It's about, what, 2 miles in total, 2.5 miles now from there to here. What that white thing is that a big boat? Or just some painted jetty or wharf? Don't know. Ah, look, stupid thing. Stupid out to sea thing. Big one's on the end now. Maybe it's an oil rig. If so, it's spinning out of control. Anyway, I'm going to keep on walking. It's a bit dull along here, so I probably won't show you anything until Newlyn now. Oh, it's 2 o'clock and there's no sign of those gale force winds that they promised. It's 40 miles an hour. That should be up and over the side of this by now. Still, I'm not complaining. But yeah, bit of cover from their lizard headland there, I think, instead. Maybe out to sea it's worse. It's nice there. Loads and loads of floats all along this section. This must be where they catch all the crabs. I mean, Newlyn's famous for its crabs, so must be crab pots all over the place down there, lobster pots and things. St Michael's Mount there. Don't worry, we're going to go and see it close up tomorrow. It must be Marazion then, that white thing on the shoreline beyond it. The landward end of the causeway. And Marazion's meant to be day 4 stopover, but I'm going to be stopping in Penzance and then moving on to Port 11, which I think is probably over there. Faint white one. Try some zooming. That's probably me for tomorrow's end of day, which then goes on and on and on to the end. Which, to be honest, you can't see very well in the haze. Can't see where the land ends. Somewhere around there, I think. That's okay. Problem for another day. So yeah, Newlyn here, this wharf. Sort of satellite suburb town of Penzance, and then Penzance itself there. Easy, even if it does go force 8 gales. As long as I'm off of this bit before that happens, because it could quite easily inundate. Hey ho. Oh. Check that out. That's a working harbour. Yeah, a couple of pleasure boats down one end, but look at those big boys. One's in the yellow, deep sea fishing. The old fleet. Fishmongers' yards and docks and things at the far end. Wharfs. Yeah. There's a no-nonsense feel to it, this place. I like Mousel. I'm going to shimmy on through maybe another cold drink and then keep going to Penzance, which is just over there. Less than a mile away probably. Oh, I can see a Lidl from here. There it is. I am the very model of a modern major general. I've information, animal and vegetable and mineral. I got here half a day too early so I didn't get a chance to learn the rest of the song. The rest of the words. There it is, Penzance. Journey's end for today. St Michael's Mount. Churned up sea. Crashing angrily on the shore. Bet they're having no fun in Fistral Beach. It's going the wrong way. You want westerlies for proper surfing on the north coast. You could almost surf on those. So that was Newlyn. I didn't stop. It's mostly fishmongers, you know, wholesale fishmongers straight off the boat stuff. I mean, you know, if you want really fresh seafood, that's your place to go. Very many opportunities to find some. But nothing really for me. I keep on going to Penzance there. Yeah, I can see a Texaco garage, there's a co-op, I think there's a Lidl. This must be where pretty much everyone from here to Truro comes for their big shop, so I expect I can find all sorts of amenities and facilities here once I've sat down under the rest. You wouldn't think it's my neck that would go. Neck's hurting, not my legs or feet. Well, I mean they're hurting anyway, but yeah, the neck. So I'm going to sit and rest a bit anyway. Just enjoying the promenade. Go on, you do it. You're not going to do it now. I'm pointing the camera at you. But you can see the water there anyway. Something you don't want to be doing on the side of a cliff. But quite amusing here. Yeah, a bit of one. High seas. So, no vacancies at the last couple of hotels I tried. Should have booked ahead. Had no idea I'd be here this day. So, yeah, gonna have to keep walking and seeing if I can find some sort of travel lodge or something. Otherwise, it's going to be a very windy night in the hedge. Tim hiking problems. Brass band just calling on someone's door there. So there we go, end of day 3. I can't believe it's day 3, it seems not much longer. And I'm in Penzance. I got here about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I honestly did think about pushing on to Marazion today, but I thought, well, there's no really point. Yeah, look at that bad boy. So I'm just chilling out. Because if I press on any further, I'll get to the Lizard and then have to spend half a day waiting for a bus. I mean, unless I can reach Lizard an entire extra day ahead of schedule, because the bus only comes, the train connections and buses and everything means that I only get 1 bus per day that I have to be able to hit. And I'm already going to be 1 day ahead of schedule. I'd have to be 2 days ahead of schedule, which means I'd have to just lose an entire day somewhere between here and Lizard, which I'm not sure I could do. I think I might be able to do it, but it'd be miserable and I'd hate it. So, yes. So anyway, I couldn't find any lodgings, and I was getting to the point of getting to the far end of Penzance where it all turns into supermarkets and tile warehouses, and I thought I better go back and try again. So yes, I found a guest house just 1 street over from the first place I tried. The Honeydew, very nice, very, very accommodating, very, very pleasant landlady there. Seemed interested in my hiking exploits, but maybe she just says that to everyone. But yeah, she was apologetic in that she only had a twin room available. I mean, at this point, I'd have paid 50 quid to sleep in her shed, so you know, I don't mind paying a bit extra, single supplement charge or whatever. It's all fine. It's got an ensuite shower, which I shall avail myself of immensely shortly. I've got travel shower gel. I also found a Millets in town that sells duct tape, which I can use to stabilise that splitting tent pole. And then I can sort out replacement poles for the trip in September. That wind really is picking up. So I reckon it would have been a dodgy prospect wild camping tonight. So, yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for me today. I shall shuffle out and find a McDonald's or something. I'm not really in the mood for a big restaurant sit-down thing today. And then just have an early night. A full English cooked breakfast tomorrow morning, and then onward to Marazion, taking him St Michael's Mount probably. Anyway, see you next time.